University.
Another nail-biter yesterday for the Padres. Chris Denorfia doubled in Chase Headley to vault San Diego back into first place. Fresh from his first ever complete game shutout, left-hander Clayton Big Smile Richards seeks his 14th win of the year. Keep it clean. The Padres seek a sweep of the first-place Reds today. Sunday in America's finest city, and Petco Park the scene on a hot Sunday afternoon. Temperature will reach 90 degrees down on the field as the Cincinnati Reds and San Diego Padres complete this weekend three-game series. And a happy Sunday to you all. A first place happy Sunday along with Mark Grant. Dick Henberg, another nail-biter yesterday. Denorfia, 2 outs in the ninth inning to knock in the winning run for the Padres, and 35,000 fans went crazy again. It's, 7 after this? Mm-hmm. 7 games left after this one.
You know what? I've got a motto for San Diego Padres baseball right now. The best reality show on TV. You got to stick around and see what happens, because yesterday was some kind of a finish. They've got a nice little streak going.
And speaking of streaks, how about Will Venable? Has he found that hitting stroke at exactly the right time?
And yesterday was a key home run in the third inning. Will Venable, I want you to see where this pitch is off of Travis Wood. Down and away, he goes down and gets it. Now, Travis Wood is a good pitcher with good stuff, and Will Venable is some kind of strong, because that's like the third or fourth time that he has gone down and gotten a pitch like that. And hence, the last 9 games played, he's made an adjustment in his swing. The batting average is almost .550. He's scoring runs, getting on base, but the hits at 17, and yesterday was a huge hit. But that adjustment that he has made with his left arm, it's more parallel with the back of the batter's box and to the ground. Instead of getting underneath the baseball, he's hitting on top of the baseball. You get hard grounders and line drives, and once in a while, it'll leave the yard.
All right, let's take a look at today's pitching matchup, as the starters will be Homer Bailey. He was out for over 2 months with elbow surgery, but throwing harder than ever. He's 3-3, and Clayton Richard, he's a solid 13-8 on the season. And our starting pitchers brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. You by Corky's. Call Corky's for the lowest termite fumigation price in town. Get a 4-year guarantee. Call 1-800-901-1102. Corky's. About set to go. Clayton Richard completing his for warm-up pitches, and there are the standings. With just a week left to play, as you all know, 3 games in San Francisco will close it out, and the Padres not only a half-game lead as they start today, but a 1-game lead in the loss column with a game in hand that they'll make up on Monday. Rockies still lurking 4 back of the Padres.
It's a playoff within a playoff, huh? The last week of the season, going down to the wire, that's just the way you want it.
A look at Clayton Richard, the 26-year-old from Lafayette, Indiana. His starting pitcher profile brought to you by the Mark Condos. Luxurious downtown San Diego condos from the 300s. Go to the marksandiego.com. Well, he 2 starts ago was rocked, the toughest outing of the year. He came right back at Dodger Stadium and worked that 6-0 shutout complete game win earlier in the week. He'll face Drew Stubbs to lead it off for the first place Cincinnati Reds in the National League Central. Their magic number is down to 2. And the first pitch of the game in there, a fastball. However, St. Louis is winning handily at Chicago 8-2. A combination of 2 wins or losses, St. Louis and Cincinnati, would assure their playoff spot. Stubbs homered on Friday night. Good speed and power. He has 26 stolen bases to lead the Reds and 21 home runs. Orlando Cabrera, and then immensely talented first baseman Joey Votto here in the first inning. Another ball chopped foul.
One of the reasons why Clayton Richard was so successful his last outing, going to 9 solid innings, was that changeup, and he just threw a changeup to Stubbs there out in front. He walked 2 hitters, but they did not come around to haunt him. He struck out 6 Dodgers.
Just missed the corner.
With another changeup.
Terrific matchup this series. The best pitching team in the majors against the best hitting team in the National League. Over but low, 3-2. The Reds leading the National League in team batting average, 270, home runs 177, and RBIs. Swung on and missed. Another changeup. Went after ball 4. Well, let's look at the Cincinnati lineup of Dusty Baker. It's brought to you by Floor Trader. Pay way less for your flooring and take it home today. Now open in Lemon Grove. Cabrera steps in. Votto hits third. Scott Rowland cleanup. Johnny Gomes, Brandon Phillips, much the same lineup as yesterday, except a new right fielder, Chris Heisey. We see him for the first time. Sharp ground ball by Cabrera. Tejada throws him out, and it's nice to be able to say that name. Tejada yesterday pulled up a little lame trying to beat out a bunt in the 9th inning, or 8th inning rather. And earlier today he tested that pulled groin, talking with manager Buddy Black, and Tejada just doesn't want to come out of the lineup, and everyone around the club hoping he's not risking further damage to that groin area. Sometimes those take weeks to heal.
Absolutely, and baseball being a quick spurt sport. In fact, that last play he made, he had to go to his right quickly, set up in front of that baseball and make the good solid throw. That's a good sign, a good test for Tejada.
Votto hit his 36th home run into the right field bleachers yesterday, and he crushes this one to left field. That is deep, and it is gone. Votto, number 37. What a hitter he is. As he circles the bases, Votto is number 2 in the league in batting, number 3 in home runs, and number 3 in RBIs. Now that is production.
And you may be looking at the National League MVP of 2010. Why? Sure, there are other guys in the race, but this guy has helped his club. Chances are they're going to win the Central because of numbers from Joey Votto. But the most impressive thing here, how about opposite field?
Gonzalez-like. Adrian Gonzalez-like.
Yeah.
Scott Rowland fouls it out of play. Votto yesterday singled in the first run. Then they intentionally walked him. He homered to right. Finally struck out. Luke Gregerson got him. And then they intentionally passed him again. 2 for 3 yesterday with 2 of the 3 runs driven in for Cincinnati. Well, the Reds have taken the lead All 3 games now of the series. Padres able to rally. Couple of 4-3 games. High pop up on the infield. It's Gonzalez who makes the catch. The inning is over, but Joey Votto makes an early statement for Cincinnati. And the Reds lead it 1-0. Our SAP telecast today is brought to you by the Philly Cheesesteak Burger at Carl's Jr. It's a Philly cheesesteak on a burger. Homer Bailey, supported by a homer from Joey Votto. The starting pitcher profile for Bailey brought to you by the all-new Cadillac SRX, the Cadillac of crossovers. Only 3 wins and 3 losses because he was on the shelf for over 2 months with that elbow injury, and he sends in a strike to Will Venable. Venable in his last 8 starts hitting .548, 17 for 31, raising his average up to .252, 13 home runs, a new career high for him.
Remember, we talked about it in the pregame show how Will Venable has that left arm a little bit more up, almost Joe Morgan-like.
He used to have it down almost on his side. He feels that's allowed him to level his swing.
That's how you used to swing it, right, Professor, back in Michigan?
Oh, broken bat, ground ball. He's trying to race the pitcher to the bag, but Bailey gets there in time. 1 away. Now let's look at Buddy Black's Padre lineup. It's brought to you by Alpine Rock and Block. Start your next backyard project with Alpine Rock and Block. And a lot of folks are watching television and enjoying that backyard today. Venable, Eckstein, Tejada. Surprisingly, he's in the starting lineup. Gonzalez looking for his first hit in this series. Ryan Ludwig hits 5th. Yorvi Torrealba behind the plate. Chase Headley, who scored the winning run yesterday, bat 7th. DeNorfia, the star, with that 2-out 9th inning double. Had a couple of doubles off the bench. Bats 8th, and Clayton Richard on the mound. Eckstein, a .271 average. His numbers are so deceiving. 1-28 doesn't sound like much as we enter the final week of the season, but time and time again you go back through a key inning and Eckstein is right in the thick of it. A walk here, a hit and run there, a big play defensively.
Absolutely, always backing up somewhere. In the right place at the right time.
Works the count to 3-0 against Bailey. Bailey's just 24. LaGrange, Texas native. It's his first ever start here at Petco.
He throws a fastball, slider, curve, and a split.
Gets the inside corner with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
And with that 92, that's where he'll live with that velocity. He'll get it up, though, about 96 now that he's back to 100%.
They say he's throwing harder than ever. Eckstein taking 3-2.
Pretty straight fastball, though. If you notice the last 2 fastballs to Eckstein, pretty straight. At times, he will try to create a little bit of a run to try to get a grounder to the left side to the right-handed hitters.
And he loses Eckstein. That's a good at bat. Eckstein worked it to 3-0. He took, rarely do you see that anymore, that a hitter actually takes a 3-1 pitch, worked it to 3-2, and earned the walk. Well, Tejada, he's become a fan favorite here down the stretch with all the big hits he's produced. Even yesterday when he yanked that groin muscle trying to bunt his way on, came back to the plate and got a single. And then taken out for a pinch runner, Cabrera.
I like this quote in the paper this morning. I'm not getting taken out of the lineup. I'm going to play. This guy's an Iron Man.
Remember that at Baltimore and others, he went 1,152 straight games without taking a rest. Only a fractured hand put him on the DL. That's the only time he's been on the disabled list in his entire career. Fastball by him.
Yeah, when you're wedged in between a guy by the name of Billy Williams, who's a Hall of Famer, and Steve Garvey for games played, consecutive games, that's pretty darn good company.
Defines a gamer. Down on the count, Tejada, 2 strikes. Fouled that one right out of the glove of catcher Ryan Hannigan. Fastball.
I don't think we've seen a breaking ball of any sorts from Homer Bailey yet. He will throw that slider. That's one of his out pitches. And that curveball he throws is a knuckle curve. It's a slow looping curveball. Sometimes he'll bounce the split.
Reds leaning on an early 1-0 lead. Joey Votto's home run, his 37th of the year. Fouled again. That was the slider.
Yep. Got it up a little bit.
Now, if I made the big leagues and my last name was Bailey, but my first name was Homer, I think I'd go down to the courthouse and say, can you change my name to Strikeout Bailey? Homer Bailey?
Or you'd want to become a hitter, right?
Yeah,
that's not a good name to have as a pitcher, Homer. You're right.
That's how the Padres would like to answer here in the bottom of the first inning. And a rip foul, and Tejada just in front of that one. It had home run distance. Dusty Baker, 1,400 major league wins for Dusty.
Well, you put that into perspective. Bobby Cox won his 2,500th yesterday.
Isn't that something? Here he is in the last week of his managerial career, announcing his retirement, start of the year.
I don't think I've seen 2,500 games in my life.
Remaining 2 strikes. And Dusty winning division titles with the Giants. That's a hopper to second, could be 2. And it is indeed. Tejada not going full speed up the line, protecting that pull. So the Padres out in the first. We go to the second, 1-0 Reds. Coronado Bridge. There's a little piece of the municipal golf course there off to the right.
You had a hole-in-one on that course, didn't you?
No, not quite.
No? Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of the putt-putt course over in Lakeside.
That's right. You know, I just missed winning $1 million once on, you know, a hole-in-one contest.
Did you really?
I only missed, you know, missed a 3 by 3 shots.
Oh, got it.
2-0 as Richard working to Johnny Gomes, Brandon Phillips, and Chris Heisey here in the second inning. Changeup has Gomes out in front, a .264 average for the left fielder.
You know, we saw a first last half inning, Dick, in the top of the first. That was the first home run Clayton Richard has given up this year to a left-handed hitter. And if you're going to give him up, you want to give him up to a guy like Joey Votto. That guy's good.
Going the opposite way for the home run. High fly ball center field, hit pretty well. Venable chased right to the warning path and the wall. The ball in this quiet, hot day this Sunday is carrying about as well as you'll ever see it at Petco. Let's look at the San Diego defense. Brought to you by Easy Turf. Synthetic lawns and putting greens. The best looking synthetic grass is now more affordable. Call 866-EASY-TURF. Headley, Tejada, Eckstein, Gonzalez around the horn. Denorfian left, Venable in center, Ludwig in right. Torrealba handling the offerings of Clayton Richard. Brandon Phillips. Strike one.
Well, you make a good point, Dick, because we all know from school that heat rises, correct? So the balls are going to have a tendency to jump today. Outfielders, be ready to go.
Two strikes now on the second baseman Phillips. 16 home runs this year. Reds watching the scoreboard as well, but the news not good. St. Louis beating Chicago in the sixth inning 8-3. Swung on and missed. High heat gets Phillips. Second strikeout for Richard.
Last time out, the changeup was the big pitch. He was throwing it behind in the count. When you work ahead, guys will fish after that letter high fastball. That's exactly what Phillips offered at.
Chris Heisey, .247 average, has 7 home runs. 25-year-old from Mount Joy, Pennsylvania. First appearance here in the series for Heisey. Shallow and right is Ludwig. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Clayton Richard. We go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Gonzalez, Ludwig, and Torrealba for the Padres. League Baseball postseason on Fox and TBS. The playoff excitement begins on Wednesday, October 6th, with the division series on TBS. Adrian Gonzalez looking for his first hit of the series. He's 0 for the last 11. He's had success against Bailey in 9 at-bats. He is homered twice. Little mini slump and his average dipping down to 301. Military Sunday at Petco. Fans saluting our veterans before the game as always. Marines not making an appearance. We miss them.
Yeah.
Right field corner. 1-1. Out on maneuvers apparently on this Sunday. But they did salute the Wasps, and that's a very interesting story. The women who served in World War II. They were honored before the game today. The Wasps, standing for Women's Air Force Service Pilots. Over 25,000 women applied to be a WASP and fly airplanes in World War II, and only 1,074 passed the test. And some still alive and here enjoying the game with us today. Their job was to shuttle newly assembled aircraft across the country in preparation for shipment to war zones. And one of the ladies that was honored before the game, a resident of Coronado, Vivian Eddy. She's 88.
It's a great career there. Very important, getting the supplies where they need to go.
Foul just out of the glove. It was in and out of Hannigan's mitt. You miss that. Eddy, she joined the service in '43, flew fighter planes like the P-63, the P-40, the P-47, P-51. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gonzalez. Out of play.
What's that one little note I saw, Dick, was where she learned to fly before she could drive a car?
That's something.
She wanted to get to places quickly.
There's 200 of the Wasps that still survive, including Vivian Eddy, grandmother of 5, great-grandmother of 4. She flew 1,000 flight hours during the war. That ball hit high into the 3rd deck. Gonzalez spoiling some pretty good pitches in this at bat. 2-2 the count remains. Trying to answer Joey Votto, the first baseman of the Reds, home run to left field to start the scoring in the 1st inning.
And I'll tell you what, folks, Johnny Gomes out in left field is about a good, maybe only 10 feet from the warning track.
Yeah, if he did a backflip, he'd be on the dirt out there. 3-2. That's the 23rd pitch from Bailey, matching the number on the back of the hitter.
Look at how close he is, Dick, to the warning track. I mean, that's what, 4, maybe 5 strides back. The only thing over his head is going to be a home run.
That ball is hit well to right field. Speaking of home runs, catch 'em all. Gonzalez answers. It's 1-1. He rounds the bases for the 30th time this year. That's 4 consecutive seasons. Adrian Gonzalez with 30 or more home runs. Closing in on becoming the all-time home run hitter in San Diego history, just 3 behind Nate Colbert.
And everybody knows that Adrian's strength is to left field. We've seen him go yard that way many times. That ball was down the middle. Looked like something off speed, and he pulls it. No outfielder's going to get that one. That's a souvenir. Put a notch in his shillelagh.
Ryan Ludwig fouls it back. So 30th home run of the season, 98th run batted in for Adrian Gonzalez. He's been on a bit of a homer drought.
Yep. Two
strikes to Ludwig.
Fastball up and in. As Adrian talking to Will Venable, who hit a home run yesterday. Sharing some secrets, sharing some notes about Homer Bailey.
Yeah, 2 home runs did Gonzalez on the 15th, the game in Colorado, but there'd been a couple of weeks before that where he was homerless. Swing and a miss, and Ludwig goes down. First strikeout for Bailey. And let's check the Cincinnati defense. It's brought to you today by Mercedes-Benz. Rolling. A lot of talk about the play, the double by Denorfia that got by him. Not many do at third. Many times a Gold Glover. Cabrera, Phillips, and Votto on the infield. Gomes in left, Stubbs in center, and Heisey in right, with Hannigan behind the plate and the 24-year-old Bailey on the mound. Torrealba takes inside, ball 1. Now, there was a subtle play in the game yesterday that really led to the winning run scoring in the 9th inning. Another double earlier that influenced the play in the 9th. Oscar Salazar doubled in the 2nd inning, but his ball down by the ball girl hit that angle of the box seats and caromed into shallow left field for the double. So in the 9th inning, 2-0, and Torrealba gets that one. That's hit well. Way back. Touch them all. Number 7 for Yorvi Torrealba. Padres lead it 2-1. That one into the bullpen of the Padres.
You know, I'll be quite honest with you. The sound of the ball off the bat, it really didn't have that clean, crisp sound. But with the heat today, you know, he gets enough of it. And this ball goes into the bullpen. Boy, that's nice. Padres get 2 here in the 2nd. Puts a good swing on that one. And who caught that, Dick? Was that Edward Mujica or Heath Bell?
Looked like Mujica. Broken bat ground ball right side. Chase Headley thrown out by Phillips. 2 away. But back to that point yesterday on the double, Mujica having some fun. Good catch. So the double caroms into shallow right field. So when Denorfia's ball was hit down the line as well, but hit harder than Salazar's, Gomes in left field had to wait, just hesitate a moment to make sure that it didn't carom into shallow left field.
Good point.
And that loss of maybe a couple of steps cost him the time to get to the ball in the corner and to make the relay, and Headley was safe on a slide and a close relay play. But it's amazing how just a little, that little subtlety early in the game influenced the winning play in the 9th inning. First pitch strike to Denorfia. He came into the game as a pinch hitter for John Garland, double to right, and then had the winning double in the 9th inning, 2 for 2.
Yeah, what a great day off the bench, huh? You love to see that for Chris Denorfia. I mean, it's tough duty coming off the bench anyway, and coming in the ball game in a pressure-packed game.
He hadn't had a double in a full month, an RBI rather, in a full month. That's a good time to awaken that stat. 2-1, curveball missing.
Okay, now he's got to go throw down some fingers and work with Clayton Richard. Happy times in the dugout.
Two and two, curveball strike. Denorfia earning his wages in July when he hit most of those 9 home runs. Swings and misses. But in the 2nd, Mr. Bailey lives up to his name, Homer. A couple of them, Gonzalez and Torrealba. And the Padres lead it 2-1. And the Reds win as we go to the third inning. Hannigan, Bailey, and Stubbs to bat for the Reds. Well, congratulations to the Aztecs. Another very impressive game. 41-7 took out Utah State yesterday. 3-1 non-conference and almost won at Missouri. They're off to a grand start. And the Toreros of USD shut out Butler 24-0 to open their Pioneer League season. 2-0 to Hannigan. Had a good season, Hannigan. .281 average. Lines this one to left field. DeNorfia on the run. And he can't come up with it. Hannigan running all the way will cruise into second with a double. Almost a spectacular catch by Chris DeNorfia in left. Boy, that ball is carrying today. Line double.
It certainly is. A sharply hit baseball off the bat of Hannigan. If this ball is elevated, it's a good chance of getting out. Let's see if it gets some topspin on it. A little bit of topspin on that, and DeNorfia just out of his reach. Oh, that may have clipped a little bit of his leather on that glove there. Oh, just over the glove. Great effort, and holds him to second base. That's a double any way you look at it.
You saw the white panels out there in left field. Those are the Stand Up to Cancer panels on the outfield wall where thousands of you have signed in honor of a loved one who has battled that disease. The pitcher Bailey a chance to move his runner along, and that's a nice bunt. Whoa, almost pulled Eckstein off the bag. Richard, who has had trouble all season long on throwing to bases. It's amazing how often, remember, even had a wild pitch trying to intentionally walk about it. Sacrifice is good.
So, some pitchers, when they're throwing to a base, or like you mentioned, Dick, intentionally walking somebody, some guys have difficulty lobbing it. They've got to, really gear it up, because the harder they throw, the more control they have. This one leaks a little bit, and Eckstein does keep his foot on the bag.
Those size 8s barely doing the toe dance. So the tying run in scoring position, top of the order, infield playing in. Drew Stubbs struck out to open the game. September 26th, and it's probably the hottest day of the entire year at Petco. On the inside corner barks Dana DeMuth. C.B. Buckner, Kerwin Danley, and Doug Eddings, the umpiring crew. There's DeMuth.
Well, it's got to be hot on that field with all that gear on.
And black gear, too. And sun just absorbed by the uniform.
Okay, now as a hitter, Stubbs is up there. He sees the infield in. He's trying to get something to elevate to the outfield. So Clayton Richard, he counters with something down hard in the zone. The ideal thing here is a one-hopper at one of your infielders. See if he sticks with the two-seamer.
Hannigan just average speed. The catcher at third. Swung on and missed. Good fastball, 2-2.
Now you go for the punch-out. Let's see if Trax likes this high fastball. It's taken, and the outer quadrant up and away for a strike.
Padre fans thinking strikeout. Got him. Those are the precious strikeouts with a man at third and one out. 2 away now as Clayton Richard has fanned his third batter today.
That is some big league pitching. He goes almost right down the middle of the plate, and watch Torrealba as he catches this one, and the pump fist. Fist pump, whatever you want to say. It's a strikeout.
So the infield, except for Headley, can pull back into normal position. Headley stays back high at third. Cabrera grounded to short. Hit the ball sharply. First time up. Change up, dips low and away. The Reds and Padres, the only National League teams that led the way with winning records in every month this year, all 5 months. Although the Padres have struggled in September, they're close to getting to that 500 mark in September after winning records. April through August. 2-0. with Joey Votto on deck. .93 on the meter. What Votto has shown in the 2 games he's played, remember Friday night they only used him as a pinch hitter because of a sinus problem. Slow roller to second. Eckstein to Gonzalez. Inning is over. Clayton Richard pitches out of a man on third with 1 out with a strikeout and a rollout. It remains 2-1. Brought to you by Lolita's at the Park, where you can enjoy a wonderful evening. Happy hour 7 days a week. By Irving Hughes, life is a lease. Negotiate well. And by Mass Mutual, a company owned by its policyholders.
Well, they're still here. Yoda keeping the guys company in that bullpen for the
Pretty
Padres.
Relaxed out there, huh? They don't really get serious till about the 5th inning. They know,
sure.
A couple of guys, things aren't going well, might have to pitch in long relief. But about the 5th inning, they're saying, okay, starting to set up. Who's going to be up first?
That's a lot of fun down there in that bullpen. And they've got great seats out there.
Penitentiary, they call themselves. Men in the pen, the penitentiary. Richard looking for his 9th hit of the year. Takes strike, 1-2. Roll to first. Votto will take care of it himself. 1 away. Well, let's look at the leaderboard. Brought to you by Los Primos, home of the Monster Burrito. Get your day started right with new Sunrise Tacos. Most hits since September 16th, the last 10 days. Venable and Chu with 17. Venable leading the National League. That is just finding that swing at exactly the time when the Padres need a table setter, plate setter here.
Big hits as well.
9 RBIs in his last 8 starts. Last 8 starts, if you want to reduce it, he's .548 average and a .500 on base percentage in the last 15 games. Non-base percentage .500. That's what you want from your leadoff man. A ball and a strike.
If Will can lay off that high pitch as well, boy, that will help him tremendously. Making an adjustment and then having some success. Imagine the confidence of Will Venable right now when he steps to the plate.
2-1. He is a dead low ball hitter.
Oh, yeah. And by those last 2 pitches, Dick, you make a good point, because what's Bailey trying to do? Pitch the ball up, right?
Outside corner at 94, 2-2. That's just a good pitcher's pitch.
A little bit of run on that fastball. Remember, Bailey throws that 4-seamer, and then he will throw that 2-seamer down and away to lefties. Just as a programming note, Homer Bailey, no relation to George Bailey in Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life. He is not from Bedford Falls.
Nor Ed Bailey, who used to catch for the Reds.
That's right.
Foul.
Or the guy in the comic strip, Beetle Bailey.
Or Jack Bailey, the old host of Queen for a Day. You got to go back down radio days.
Yeah, that's out of my wheelhouse.
Good. I haven't had a win here for quite a while. Mr. Trivia, Mark Grant. 2-2. And a roller right side. Phillips has to hurry the throw. Venable running it on hard. 2 away. Matt Cain is working on a no-hitter at Colorado. Top of the 6th inning, the Giants lead 3-0. St. Louis had its 8-2 lead cut by 4 as the Cubs have made it 8-6 in the 7th inning, and Chicago still at bat. We're going to see the Cubs tomorrow night, Tuesday, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon to close out the regular season. Eckstein up. And Washington has dealt the Atlanta Braves another blow. Wow, the Nationals playing tough, aren't they? 4-2, Washington wins. Of course, that means the Padres or Giants or Colorado game with a win, a full game in the wild card race over Atlanta. Padres started today a game ahead of Atlanta in the wild card. Big curveball strike. In the dirt.
If it's not in his wheelhouse right here, David Eckstein 3-1. He took last time to go 3-2 and then eventually drew the walk.
Takes the strike again, 3-2. 53rd pitch from Bailey. 2 outs here in the 3rd. 2-1. Padres on a couple of home runs. Gonzalez and Torrealba.
Well, he can fight it off, huh? Luke Appling like old aches and pains. Wait until he gets his pitch. But that last pitch, you can see that David was trying to hit that one to right field, inside out a little bit. He knows what he can do with that bat of his.
Broken bat roller to Scott Rowland, and he's got the gun. Fires him out. And Bailey with 3 groundouts and a 1-2-3 3rd inning. On to the 4th, 2-1 San Diego. Slinky giveaway day here on this Sunday. Youngsters enjoying their free item. First appeared at Gimbel's in Philadelphia.
Really?
The end of World War II, 1945. They've sold over, whoever invented that, have sold over 300 million of them.
Hey.
Many uses. Yeah?
Yeah, you can use it as a cup holder. It's very mesmerizing. Keep your eye on the ball, though, guys. Please, especially if you're sitting above the dugout. You can use it as a wristband.
Jewelry. Cup holder. Joey Votto. After what he's shown yesterday and today, a base on ball seems very much in order, even if you are walking the leadoff man.
Yep.
Oh, a changeup.
Yeah. Big smile with the big cambio. It's a good pitch.
And fires that fastball inside, backs him away, full count.
That is something that Clayton Richard is not afraid to do. Righties and lefties alike. Pound that fastball on the inside part of the plate or off the plate.
And the 26-year-old, well, he turned 27 earlier this month, Canadian from Toronto, has the walk to lead off the fourth inning.
Remember the interview we had with Clayton in Los Angeles, and I thought it was really interesting, talking about his tempo. And when he was with the White Sox, he said, yeah, they had a guy by the name of Mark Burley in the organization. He worked rapidly, very quickly. And Clayton thought, you know what? If I do that, maybe my defense will make better plays for me.
Roland swings and misses. He popped to first his first at bat. Votto at first, and amongst his many skills, he's also a terrific base runner. He's stolen 16 bases. Infield looking for a double play ball. Instead, it's a fly ball to Ludwig and right, staring into that sun. One away. Padres have had outstanding success against the division that the Reds lead, the National League Central. They're 26-10 this year, and that could play out a week or so from now in the playoffs should the Padres win their division and the Reds win theirs with an equal record. The Padres would get home field because they have already won the series, the season series. Oh, he had Votto leaning.
Yeah, he did. A good throw would have gotten Joey Votto.
Padres won 2 out of 3 in Cincinnati, and they've won 2 here.
Great move. Now, Votto might shorten up about a half step after that move to first base.
Gomes a long out to center. Remember, Venable went right to the 396 marker to pull down his bid for a home run. Again, Votto wasn't convinced that that ball was coming over there. You could hear the coach call back. And Votto still was stuck for a moment, but his lead was short enough that he could scamper back.
There's Billy Hatcher, the first base coach for the Redlegs.
Another chance for Ludwig in the alley. Can he get there? No, it's off his glove. Votto running all the way. Here comes a relay in, and he's going to try to score. No, he stops after taking a aggressive turn at third base. Now again, that ball fooling the outfielder Ludwig. It carried more than he thought. And Gomes has a double off Ludwig's glove, and that moves the tying run to third and a go-ahead score to second with 1 out.
And Joey Votto had to hold up because if Ryan Ludwig catches that ball, he's got to go back and tag. So what a great effort. We saw a great effort by Christian Orvia earlier in the game going back, and this ball actually off the glove of Ludwig, just out of the webbing. So give us a good look. Off the fingers, and a little visit out to the mound as we take a look at Votto. He's got to hold up.
He was already to second base, and finally the stop sign thrown up. He was going to go until he saw those arms raised at third.
That's why, as a third base coach, Mark Barry, you saw him shuffling down the line so he can get an angle on where the ball is. And then, you know, a runner can always go about 2 or 3 steps, maybe 4 steps past third base, full bore, and put on the brakes and get back. And that's why it's, you know, the instant decision time for the third base coach. And he threw up his arms right at the last second.
The Reds' third hit of the game, a double for Gomes, sending Votto to third, bringing up Brandon Phillips, struck out his first time. Padres are going to bring in the corner infielders, and they'll try to make the play at the plate, while Cabrera and Eckstein up the middle will play back. Top hitting team in the league, top pitching team, the Padres in the league, and they're 1-2 in defense. Padres first, the Reds second in defense, fielding. First base open, and Chris Heisey, right-handed batter, on deck.
Yeah, I think Clayton Richard would rather pitch to a guy named Heisey rather than to a guy who's been around for a while with the last name of Phillips, who's put up some good numbers at the big league level. See if he throws him an off-speed pitch here, 2-0, down and away. Yeah, this is the old pitch around.
Set up the double play by walking Phillips, and here is the intentional walk, the final ball 4. So Heisey steps up, a rookie. Bases loaded, 1 out. And Heisey, not that many plate appearances. You saw 17 RBIs, but 7 home runs out of his 46 hits. He's got 9 doubles, a triple, and 7 home runs. So 17 extra base hits out of 46 total. He's got some punch. Ripped, by Headley into the left field corner. That's going to score 3. Finally, Denorfia digs it out, but by the time he gets it in, Heisey with a 3-run double, and the Reds take the lead 4-2. Yeah, that's a matter of inches. That ball a foot toward Headley, and it's an easy double play. Instead, that's much like Denorfia's double that won the game yesterday, just inside the bag all the way to the corner.
And hitting the perfect spot also for Heisey, turning on that pitch inside the bag, and Headley pitch down and in like a lefty fastball down and in. They like to drop that head. Well, that'll go in the scouting report.
So 2 men that walk come around to score. The leadoff walk to Votto, then the double by Gomes, the intentional pass to Phillips, and Heisey makes the Padres pay for it. It's 4-2. Still only 1 out. Ryan Hannigan, he doubled off the glove of Denorfia in left field his first time. So the Reds showing their power prowess here today with a home run, a couple of doubles. 3 doubles and a home run. They're 4 hits. Gets away from Torrealba, and that'll advance the runner to third. Heisey alertly moves forward, and now an out can score another run. Pass ball is the call.
Oh, yeah. That's a very catchable ball for Torrealba. Hit his thumb on his glove.
So the infield has to pull in. Try to cut off Heisey at the plate. Two and 0. 3-0 now. With a pitcher on deck. And that appeared to be another pitch around. Third walk of the inning. So first and third, and Bailey up. He has 6 hits in 29 at bats this year, so he has delivered some hits. A couple of runs batted in.
And you always have to be aware of the squeeze here, especially with the 2-run lead, 1 out. You can see Chase Headley was having a chat with Miguel Tejada and David Eckstein on the mound. Now Torrealba's giving some signs out in front of home plate.
So early in the game, 4th inning, Kevin Correa knocked out of the starting rotation by the success of Tim Stauffer and the return of Chris Young. He and Wade LeBlanc into the bullpen, becoming a long reliever. The square and late called strike on Bailey.
Mini conference going on again. Mark Berry flashing the signs. Now he'll go over to the runner at third base to let him know what's on.
Of course, the concern of the Padre defense is the suicide squeeze, where they'll just send Heisey and count on Bailey putting the ball in play. Bunted in the air and over the dugout of the Padres.
You know, it looked like Bailey's intention there was almost with the infield crashing on the right side to almost poke that ball over the infielders' heads. He kind of aggressively went after that last pitch.
So 2 strikes the count. Still just 1 out. Runners at first and third. 3 runs in. Reds lead at 4-2. Swing. There's a fake bunt, and then that Butcher boy chop. Actually, he had a little better swing than that.
Yeah, way behind on that pitch.
Meanwhile, the Giants got another run. They lead 4-0 in the 7th. Another foul.
Looks like it's going to be one of those weeks, huh? E-ticket, up and down, merry-go-round, back and forth.
Meanwhile, up in Denver, Matt Cain still working on a no-hitter with the Rockies up in the 7th. Chop to third. Headley has to come to the plate, and they get him. Although, if we see this again, it appeared by the time Torrealba got the tag down that Heisey had made the slide between his legs. I was waiting for plate umpire Demuth to call him safe.
I was thinking the same thing.
Watch this now.
Torrealba set up in front of home plate. Watch the tag.
I think he's safe. I think that's a run.
You know what? And did you see Heisey?
Oh,
Heisey signaled safe to the umpire. Safe, dude. I'm safe.
I'm surprised Dusty Baker isn't. It's one of those. A ball beat him.
Yeah.
But the throw was high and not very hard.
I totally agree. I thought he was safe.
So Bailey at first on the fielder's choice. Runner moves to second. Hannigan. And Drew Stubbs has struck out both at bats today. That's a big out and a break for the Padres. High fly ball. Ludwig shading his eyes. And the inning comes to an end. 3 runs on a couple of doubles. 2 men left. Middle of the 4th. 4-2 Cincinnati. Person today brought to you by Toyota dealers. Miguel Tejada, 97 games this year at the start with Baltimore, had 7 home runs, just 51 as a Padre, and he's exceeded the home run total, and his RBI count is almost the same. So he's found the fountain of youth here in San Diego.
Hey, it was no fun going to the ballpark in Baltimore, being 32 games out of first place.
Get into a double play his first time. Padres 2 runs in the second on solo homers by Gonzalez and Torrealba. Bailey working with the lead again.
Hey, they can get to Bailey now. Get him back into the stretch, put some pressure on the right-hander. Need some base runners.
Up high. Well, we've had 6 hits in the game, 4 by the Reds, 2 by the Padres. None of the 6 hits a single. A long ball day this hot Sunday in San Diego. That ball ripped up the alley in right center field. That's cut off nicely by the right fielder Heisey, and that'll hold Tejada to a long single. Tejada not at full speed, protecting that pulled groin, but hasn't impacted his swing, has it? That's a double normally.
And I'm sure Miguel Tejada, obviously feeling that pull the other day. Short, choppy steps out of the box. Did you see that? You don't want to let's check it out. Ball at the bat, chop, 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 chop. Get it going, get some momentum going, and everything's okay. And then see how he stops, kind of pulls it up there a little bit. Trying to avoid the quick spurts, starting and stopping. That's what'll really jar an injury.
I mean, I had the pulled groin once. It took about 3 weeks. Now, you can walk and it doesn't hurt and all, but as soon as you take a quick start, I mean, it just won't allow you to run fully. And let's just hope that he doesn't aggravate that in such a way that it'll take him out of the lineup for this final week of the season. He insisted on playing today and convinced Bud Black that he was all right. 1-1 to Adrian Gonzalez. Hit his 30th home run of the season to right field his last time up. 98 RBIs now. Out of play.
Try to get in on him again. A fastball in, tying him up.
Dusty Baker, one of the few managers that does not employ the shift on Gonzalez, and of course with Tejada at first that impacts the decision, but he hasn't, even when the bases have been empty, moved 3 infielders on the right side. Plays it pretty well straight up, although the shortstop Cabrera is only about 10 feet from the bag on the shortstop side. There's a base hit to left field. Gonzalez goes the opposite way. Runners at first and second for the Padres in the 4th.
Well, some guys who've got some pop in their bat playing some station-to-station baseball. Tejada nursing the groin. Adrian going the opposite way. And Bailey ahead in the count 0-2. And that's just bad mistake by Bailey. He wanted that ball down and away.
Torrealba homered to straightaway center field into the, well, actually toward left center. It landed in the bullpen of the Padres, some 425 feet from home plate. Or Ludwig, he watches Ludwig step in with Torrealba on deck. Ludwig struck out swinging his first time. 370 average with runners in scoring position. Went 1 for 3 yesterday, scored a run. 0 for 3 in the Friday night game. There's that slow curveball, bends in.
That's a 12-6er there. About 75 to 77 miles an hour from Bailey.
Colorado failed to score and failed to hit in the 7th inning. So Matt Cain 6 outs away from a no-hitter. 4-0 Giants at Colorado. 2 on, no out, 4-2 Cincinnati.
He got a mistake there. Ryan Ludwig wants that pitch back. 1-1 fastball, outer half. Dick, you would love that pitch right there.
Right.
You want to grab a bat after seeing that pitch, huh?
And the fact that he fouled it straight back meant he was right on it.
Now he's got to look for that hammer.
That ball to right field, but right at Heisey. And the runners have to hold.
Threw him a high fastball there.
1 out. And Torrealba clubbed his 7th home run of the season last time up. He hit it high and long. Mojica caught it on the fly. That made it 2-1 as Gonzalez had homered 2 hitters ahead of Torrealba. But the Reds have come back to score 3 in the top half of this inning. And now the Padres with 2 men on have the tying run at first with 1 out. That one sliced down the right field line, down into the corner. Foul. Just foul. Had it been fair, Heisey might have had a play, but that one flirted with a possible 2-run double.
That was not foul by much. Maybe a foot and a half. Heisey giving chase and very close. Arthur Rhodes is saying, yeah, foul ball.
So the runners return. Tejada at second, Gonzalez at first. Limited speed with a Tejada entry and Gonzalez at first. A ball and a strike. 95. That's about his top velocity of the day. 70th pitch for Bailey. So that count is getting up there. We're 1 out in the 4th. Slider bounces in, so 2-2 now to Torrealba.
Credit Hannigan keeping that ball in front of him. That could have been second and third very easily.
Close on the slider. Full count now to Torrealba.
That's a tough pitch to lay off. A good pitch by Homer Bailey. Just off the plate, according to Dana Demuth. You know, he might throw it again. 3-2.
Chase Headley waits his turn. Three and 2 to Torrealba. Ground ball, double play ball. There's one, and there's another. And when you think about it, a healthy Tejada that started the inning would have been at second for the single by Gonzalez, and it cost the Padres a run.
recap, as always, brought to you by Murray Lamper Construction. Quality and value at an affordable price. Call Murray Lamper Construction at 619-285-9222. They've been improving San Diego homes since 1975. Mr. Enberg?
All right, Mark Grant, as Clayton Richard goes back to work here in the 5th inning. A 4-2 Cincinnati lead. And a new hitter, Paul Janisch, is batting for Orlando Cabrera. We understand that Cabrera's complained of a sore side, so he's out of the game, and Janisch takes over at shortstop. He'll be followed by Joey Votto and then Scott Rowland. Votto up twice, has scored 2 runs, just as he was yesterday in the thick of things. Home run yesterday, home run today. Nothing wrong with Janisch's numbers. 272, 5 homers, 24 runs batted in a reserve role. Works the count to 3-1.
I think you look over the course of the league, any team that's in contention, you're going to have guys that fill in once in a while with good numbers.
Got him. Fastball at 89. That's the 4th strikeout for Richard today. Brings up Votto. Homered his first time up. Goes the other way.
Some kind of strong there.
He was on base 4 times out of 5 yesterday. 2 walks and 2 hits. RBI single and a home run. Another walk today and a home run. Yes, he should get some MVP votes. Oh, just even that foul ball, that jumps off his bat. And they strike him out. That's a major victory for Richard, his 5th strikeout today.
He had him set up perfectly, because when you look at the pitch, it's right on the outside corner. But when you look at the swing of Votto, that's the emergency swing. And that tells me he's looking something off speed. He tried to foul that one off to get another crack at Clayton Richard, and Clayton Richard wins that war.
Striking out Janisch and Votto, and here's Rowland, a high fly ball behind short. Tejada. And a very quick 1-2-3 inning for Clayton Richard. Middle of the 5th inning, the halfway mark in this one. Cincinnati 4, San Diego 2. War 2, the Reds lead it. It's time for True Baseball Stories, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. To find a Farmers agent, call 800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com, because ready feels good. On this date, 23 years ago,
Padres rookie catcher Benito Santiago extends his hitting streak to 28 games, longest ever by a rookie, in a 3-1 loss to the Dodgers. Quite remarkable. The longest by any major league rookie, 28. Chase Headley grounded to second his first time. Padres need 2 to tie here in the 5th. Fly ball right field, shallow. Out goes Phillips, and he makes the catch in front of Heisey.
I remember Benito in that hitting streak. And I believe it was a 33-game hitting streak when it came to an end, and he ended that season hitting right at 300, which earned him Rookie of the Year honors that year.
DeNorthia struck out his first at bat. Richard with a bat is in the on deck circle. Pitcher spot 2 after DeNorthia. That curveball is
a good one.
Yeah, he's got the Padre hitters jelly need. And he bounces the fastball. So tomorrow night, the opener of the 4-game series with the Cubs, 7 o'clock start. Our television time, 6:30. Tim Stauffer, 5-4 against Carlos Zambrano.
Oh, Big Z going, huh?
Looking for his 10th win. The new manager replacing Lou Piniella, Mike Quaddy. He's not exactly in the spirit of the Padres. He has saved Zambrano. He was scheduled to pitch today, but saved him to start the series tomorrow because he wanted to have his best against the Padres. Bounced up the middle. Phillips to first. 2 away. Of course, there may have been a little bit of reflection on what the Padres did to the Cubs in that 4-game series when they swept them easily in Chicago earlier. So we'll see the Cubs' best. Zambrano on Monday. Tuesday night, Latos against Ryan Dempsey, who's their top winner with 14 victories. Chris Young and Randy Wells on Wednesday. And Thursday afternoon, John Garland and Tom Gorzelani. Those are the matchups as we complete the home season here in 2010. It's well foul. 2 strikes on Richard. High. Well, in Colorado, Jay Payton, an infield base hit, ends the no-hitter. 7 1/3 innings. Matt Cain with no-hit ball.
He was a pain in the side of the Padres, Jay Payton was, up there in Colorado.
Veteran finding new life. Foul back.
Where is that fountain of youth, by the way, that Jay Payton found? I want him to let me know.
I think Miguel Tejada visits that place too. Maybe we'll just follow him after the game. Just see where he goes.
I want some of that.
1-2. Got him swinging a high fastball. So 1-2-3 inning for Homer Bailey. And we've completed 5 at Petco, and the Reds lead it by 2. Say you can join us in Miller High Life this summer. Help give returning vets a piece of the high life. Go to MillerHighLife.com for details. Military Sunday, Military Appreciation Day, as has been the case all season long. That special San Diego logo. Johnny Gomes, Brandon Phillips, and Chris Heisey to face Richard in the 6th inning. The Reds with a 4-2 advantage. Gomes, part of that 3-run 4th inning with a double off Ludwig's glove and right. 2-0.
Dick, can I correct myself?
Surely.
Because I don't want to shortchange my former battery mate, Benito Santiago. 34-game hitting streak. I said 33, so I apologize.
34. Boy, yep. As a rookie.
Yep.
Still stands as the best ever. 3-0 now to Gomes. 4-pitch walk to lead off the 6th. Leadoff walk started the 3-run inning in the 4th. That's the 4th walk from Richard. His pitch count at 77.
And we know that the walk can come back to bite Clayton Richard. He needs to find that release point and make some quality pitches, working down like he did in L.A. when he went a strong 9. Try to get a grounder for a double play.
Phillips walked in the 4th. He and Votto on base with Richard walks. Both scored on that 3-run double from Chris Heisey.
Richard's got guys crawling back to first base. They're not sure where he's going until the last second.
And they make sure that if they fall and reach, they can reach the base. Ernesto Frieri starts to tune up in the bullpen for San Diego. That's 5 in a row.
Yep. Working underneath that one. The elbow dropping a little bit and pushing that last pitch. They clocked it at 78. I'm guessing that it was a changeup that just got away from him.
There's Frieri. Of course, the bullpen, the big three of Gregerson, Adams, and Bell have worked both of the games of this series. An inning each in each game. So we'll see how much activity we'll get today from them. Another pitch out of the strike zone. 6 in a row thrown by Richard. That's part of the problem with his quick working is that when he gets into one of these little wild streaks, it tends to perpetuate itself.
Right. The mechanics get out of whack a little bit. There you go.
Fastball on the inside edge.
By the way, Darren Balsley did say before the game, I checked in with the pitching coach regarding Gregerson, Adams, and Bell because they were used, but he says they are good to go. So that's a good sign. Hopefully the Padres can make a difference in this game and utilize those guys.
That one hit deep down the right field line and slicing. And that ball is gone. A home run for Phillips the opposite way. Number 17 for the second baseman, and the Reds build a 6-2 lead. And needless to say, you walk the leadoff man and you're going to see him hit home plate. Yeah, we're seeing some of that Cincinnati power that leads the National League. Not only in batting average, home runs, and runs batted in.
Oh, fastball away, up and away, and Phillips just kisses that foul pole out there at 322.
Measured that one just right, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Extra base power on display by the Red Legs today. And that'll be all for Clayton Richard. So he pitches a complete game shutout, but in between he's knocked around. Pitching change. Frieri brought to you by Discount Tire. Stop by for a free tire inspection and Dare Gauge. Remember, if you aren't happy with one of their tires, feel free to bring it back. Enjoy a wonderful evening. Happy hour 7 days a week. Ernesto Frieri comes in to pitch. No one out here in the 6th inning. Chris Heisey, he's had the biggest blow of the day, a 3-run double. Well, the starter Clayton Richard goes 5+ innings, allows 6 runs on only 5 hits, but all 5 hits were extra base hits, 2 home runs and 3 doubles, and he walked 4 men and 3 of those scored.
Yeah, that's not a good combination. The walks plus the slugging percentage of these Reds.
Heisey, a check swing roller foul. Plenty of time, however, but the Reds now made it a challenge for the San Diego hitters, a 4-run advantage. Swung on and missed 1 and 2.
Yeah, this is where Ernesto Frieri and the cast of the Padres bullpen have to prevent the wheels from coming off. Still plenty of baseball left, as you mentioned, Dick.
And the way the ball's carrying,
oh yeah,
everyone's a threat to take it deep today. Foul tip into the glove of Torrealba, strike 3. Melvin Mora homered in the 8th inning after that infield hit by Payton. So the Giants lead cut to 4-2. Anything can happen up there at Coors Field.
Hey, they need Troy Tulowitzki to come to the plate to win that one. That guy's unbelievable.
Won it again yesterday in extra innings. What do you have, 4 hits yesterday?
I think he had 38 hits in that game yesterday. I did want to make a point regarding that. Did you see the end of that game? Base hit to left field, just out of the reach of Uribe at short. Guy scores from first. Just gives you an idea how big that outfield is, where the outfielders have to go. And, of course, they're respecting Tulowitzki playing deep. It was something to see.
Falls behind 2-0 on Hannigan, the catcher, with the pitcher Bailey due next. Well, Tulowitzki, how many, almost 2 months he was out with the injury? Think of what kind of season he would have had. Oh, my, he's good. Makes my all-opponent team at shortstop. No
He's
one
a good
close. One. On the inside edge, 2-1. Well, Sunday fun day and run day. In the past, remember, the Padres had a 10-game winning streak on Sunday, and now they've lost their last 4 in a row. They're hoping to turn it around today. Foul back, 2-2. Again, the Atlanta Braves have lost. Washington beat them today in D.C. 4-2. And that's the score in Colorado in the top of the 9th inning, 4-2 Giants over the Rockies. Line drive, base hit, 1 bounce to Ludwig. Well struck by Hannigan. He's 2 for 2, a double, single, and a walk. Oh, everyone that comes up there.
Oh, they're not afraid to swing. That's one thing about this Reds team. They go up there hacking. From Stubbs in the leadoff position down to Hannigan, the number 8 spot.
But you have your number 8 hitter batting .281 and Hannigan, and better than that with a 2 for 2 day today. Bailey up there, infield looking for the sacrifice. Way upstairs. Sacrificed in the 3rd and was up there to bunt again in the 4th. Eventually, with 2 strikes on him, hit a high chopper to 3rd, and Headley able to throw out Heisey at the plate on what appeared to be a gift call in favor of the Padres. Heisey appeared to slide underneath the tag. Bunted in the air. Gonzalez has it. No chance to double up. Hannigan. Two out. Bailey head down, walks back to the dugout. Didn't help himself there. Stubbs against Richard, struck out twice and flied to right. Runs that fastball off the plate. Slider well outside. 2-0. Well, the Padres will leap over the 2 million mark in attendance today. They needed only 3,000 to get there. Nice turnout on Sunday. Other temptations, NFL Sunday. 2-1. I would guess it's going to be close to 30,000.
Sure.
And plenty of room for you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, the Cubs, and Thursday afternoon. Salute this magical season. On the outside corner, 2-2.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be a lot of Padre fans coming here for the last 4 games against those guys with the blue pinstripes and the red C on their cap. They travel well.
Yeah, we'll have some Cubs fans here too. Frieri, the count 2-2. Misses outside, so that'll give Hannigan at first a running start.
See if Adrian plays behind the runner.
Torrealba making a motion. Eckstein moves a little farther over to his left. Gonzalez will back off the bag as soon as he sees Frieri seriously going to the plate. Ooh, just missed outside, and 2-out walk to Stubbs. First walk by Frieri. The walk's not a good thing for Richard. 4 times he gave a free ticket, and 3 of those men came around to score.
Yeah, you saw Adrian holding on the runner, and one of the reasons is because with the runner going, you know, if the first baseman's playing way back, that guy gets a free start. In the event of an extra base hit, he's going to score.
Even a long single.
That's right, and they want to keep it at 6-2. They want to keep it 4 runs.
2 on, 2 out to Giannis. Came in for the injured Cabrera. Cabrera went 0 for 2, and Giannis struck out. Ballsy going out to talk to Frieri. Go over the scouting report on Giannis. Cesar Ramos, left-hander, up with Joey Votto scheduled next.
Well, the runner in scoring position, you know, as a pitcher, you know that the hitter comes up to the plate. They're looking for the number 1. They're looking for a good fastball to rake at. So, see if Frieri starts him off with a first pitch slider. See if he can throw it for a strike.
2 on, 2 away. Good fastball. That's about his level of 93 miles an hour. But as you pointed out so many times, his delivery is so deceptive. He hides the ball. Hitters don't pick up his pitches quickly. That one line deep and foul. Way up into that second level.
Strike 2 on the hanging slider. Just out in front of it a little bit. Got to be careful with that pitch now.
St. Louis leading Chicago 8-7 in the bottom of the 9th inning in Chicago. A St. Louis loss and a Reds win today, and they'll be popping the champagne down in the clubhouse of the Reds.
I'm sure Dave Bacharach's going to love that, cleaning up that mess.
And you saw the Rockies up in the bottom of the 9th, trailing 4-2. 2 strikes the count. Hannigan at second. Stubbs, excellent speed at first.
Hey, that'll prevent you from diving across to the outside part of the plate, huh?
A pitch so seldom used these days. Brush him out of there.
Where's Sal the Barber Magley when you need him? Giving him a close shave. Slider. Nope.
Got him swinging. Frieri pitches out of 2 men, 2 out in the 6th inning, but Brandon Phillips damaged. 2-run home run, 6-2 Reds. From San Diego, Padres baseball brought to you by the all-new Cadillac CTS Coupe. With dramatic styling, intuitive technology, and spirited performance, it represents the best of Cadillac. Test drive one today. Look out over our great city. And bottom of the 6th we go. Padres work to be done, trailing by 4. Start from the top of the order, Venable against Homer Bailey. Taking all the way for a strike. Bailey has retired the last 5 in order. Eckstein and Tejada to follow. Fly ball left field, shallow, might drop, and does. Gomes got a late break on it, and Venable credited with a blue pit.
Hey, hits are hard enough to come by as it is. Will Venable will gladly take that knock, and that'll frustrate a pitcher with the best of them.
Well, Gomes has been playing everyone deep.
And he fights that one off down and in, and you're right, Dick, a long run for Johnny Gomes. Johnny come lately on that little blue.
Yeah. David Eckstein has walked and grounded to third. Leadoff man aboard here in the 6th. Fastball for a strike. Bailey's pitch count to 87. A little stirring down there in the right field corner of the Redlegs bullpen, but no one throwing as yet. Line drive, left field line, curling foul.
Every time I see David Eckstein spin on a fastball, the inside part of the plate, I think of him scraping that wall down by that 336 sign on the Western Meadow building.
Hard to hit it in there.
Yeah, it is.
2 strikes the count on Eckstein. Takes high on a fastball. Bailey still has his good stuff. They're saying, the Cincinnati broadcasters, that Bailey's better now after that elbow injury. They sidelined him a couple of months or more. He's got a better fastball than earlier in the year. Late swing. Reds have been in first place now. This is their 42nd straight day in first. They've been atop the National League Central 102 of the last 133 days, fighting off St. Louis, the Cardinals bid. The Padres have owned first place in the West by far, more than any other team, and since mid-April have never been more than a half game out of first. Either they've been there or just breathing down the neck of the team that replaced them, usually the Giants. Chop foul. And the final is in from Colorado, and the Giants behind Matt Cain's three-hitter beat the Rockies 4-2, so they take 2 out of 3 against Colorado, and that all but dooms the Rockies' hopes, as they will either be, well, they'll be 4.5 behind the leader, regardless of who that leader might be. Well, it might be 5, and it might be 5 games behind San Diego. That would be the case. If the Padres win, the Rockies fall 5 back with 7 to go, 6 to go for them. If the Padres lose, the Rockies would be 4.5 back. Eckstein battling away, counted 2-2. Popped up, back of the plate. Hannigan racing back, and he makes the catch. The ball wasn't hit very high. That's a terrific effort by the Reds catcher as he bangs into the screen behind home plate and holds on to the ball.
You know, I was watching him the whole way. He caught that ball cleanly. Bud Black's out of the dugout, maybe indicating, did he get the screen, help from the screen? Was it a bounce off of the screen? But you can clearly see that he catches it cleanly and then goes into the backstop.
Ball not hit high, so he had to hustle back there.
That's a good shot there.
Good play. Tom Satursky, our director, and his fine camera crew right on top of the play. Ed Barnes, our producer, and Chiron Bob, our incredibly talented team here at Channel 4 San Diego. Tejada single and grounded into a double play. Fastball for a strike. Gonzalez on deck. Padre runs coming back in the second. Home run Gonzalez to right, and a solo home run Torrealba to left, or left center. Venable at first with a blue pit to open this inning. 1-1.
Well, third time around for Miguel Tejada. 2-run shot would be some kind of nice right here, the way the ball's traveling this afternoon.
Tejada with a hit today. His streak is now 9 games in a row. Fly ball to right. That's playable. Heisey. And there's 2 away. Adrian Gonzalez. Home run and a single today. Home run to right, single to left.
Pretty good pitch at 96. I think that's the fastest we've seen Bailey today.
It is. Outfield playing Adrian straight away. Gomes again very deep and left. So the Giants go home now to finish their season. They'll play Arizona Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, while the Cubs are here for 4 games. That's when San Diego will make up that odd game. And then, of course, the 3-game series in San Francisco next weekend. Another strike at the knees. 2-2.
Well, Bailey's that's a good pitch. A lot of people are booing, not liking that call, but that's a pretty darn good pitch. And Bailey, the last couple of pitches have worked consistently and aggressively down in that strike zone.
Yeah, that's a strike. It was caught a little low, but over the plate that was coming on a downward plane. So 2-2 to Gonzalez. That's 100 pitches now for Homer Bailey. With 2 out here in the 6th. Venable still at first base after that leadoff blue pit. Runner goes. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Slider gets Gonzalez. And for Homer Bailey, that's only his 4th strikeout of the game. $50 Western and cheese. That's melt with a cup of freshly brewed Seattle's best coffee. How about that for $2.50? Open at 7 a.m. Subway. Eat fresh. And by Cots Digital Telephone. If you're ready for cheaper calls, then go to Cots.com. Cesar Ramos comes in to pitch the 7th inning for the Padres. And he'll face Joey Votto, and perhaps just here to pitch to Votto, the left-handed batter, who has homered and walked, scoring, of course, both occasions. 2 home runs in the last 2 games to raise his count to 37. And then Roland and Gomes scheduled.
Well, it's been a while since Cesar's been out there, back on the 16th of September against the St. Louis Cardinals.
Edward Mujica takes over in the bullpen warming up. So perhaps Ramos just here to face Votto. Strike 1.
And that's one of the nice things for Bud Black to have 2 lefties. Now, you know, we're only in the 7th inning, so if Ramos gets Votto, Padres fight back. You still have Thatcher possibly later in the game to face Votto again if he comes up again.
Hit to left field, not well. Denorfia tracks it down. Sounded like he might have shattered his bat on that swing. 1 out. It's always a good out if Votto goes back to the dugout. Second best batting average in the league. And our pitching change as Ramos comes in to throw a couple of tosses, and he'll be relieved by Edward Mujica. Brought to you by San Diego Harley Davidson. Always country first. In comes the veteran right-hander Mujica. Mujica's numbers 2-1 in his 57 game appearances. Valuable in that he can pitch long relief or give you a good inning.
Yeah, and it's righties all the way down to the lineup for Dusty Baker. Scott Rowland all the way down to the pitcher spot.
Cincinnati Reds playing long ball today. 6 hits, only 1 single. 2 home runs and 3 doubles. A big double by Chris Heisey, making his first appearance of the series. A bases loaded double in the 4th inning off Clayton Richard that knocked in 3. Rowland 0 for 3. Popped up twice and flied to right. That one nubbed up the first base side. Rowland 1 for 11 in the series. 1 out, no one on. Top of the 7th. Reds by 4.
Not missing by much.
2-2 to Rowland with Johnny Gomes on deck. Reds got off to a good start when Votto homered to left field in the first inning off Richard. Padres came back with solos by Gonzalez and Torrealba to take a 2-1 lead. Then in the 4th, Votto led off with a walk. With 1 out, Gomes doubled him to third. Brandon Phillips was intentionally walked to load the bases, and Heisey cleaned him up with a 3-run double past third. That made it 4-2, and then 2 more in the 6th on the 2-run home run by Brandon Phillips. Grounder, 1 hop. Headley to Gonzalez for the out. Rowland had a quiet series. The cleanup man for the Reds. Here's Johnny Gomes. Scored a couple of runs today after a long out to center that took Venable all the way to the wall. He doubled and scored, and then in the 6th walked in front of the home run by Phillips.
You know, I was just thinking about that ground ball to Headley at third base. What happened to Scott Rowland yesterday at third base? Because it's about that time. That shadow down there, certain balls off the bat is tough to see with the background and the shadows. You ain't getting me out there this time of day.
See, it's not just the one shadow, but there's flashes of sunlight right in front of Headley as well. And Rowland may not. He didn't use it as an excuse yesterday, but didn't pick up the ball very quickly. And of course, it was thrown by the Cuban Missile. And, you know, when Denorfia got his bat on that ball shot quickly down into the left field corner for the win.
I mean, that's a good point, too, because when the right-handed hitter's up there, not many people are going to pull that 102-mile-an-hour fastball.
A ball and 2 strikes to Gomes. There he is, the 6'4" 22-year-old Cuban left-hander, hit 105 miles an hour on Friday night. Never before measured in Major League history a pitch that fast. But he wasn't quite as overpowering yesterday.
I touched 100 once.
Scales?
No, it was nice. I was going a different route. $100 bill on meal money day when we took a road trip back in the 80s.
Those feel good, don't they? One hopper to short. Tejada very gingerly able to get over there, and he can't throw him out. Wow. Looked as if he got him, and that'll bring Buddy Black out of the dugout. First base umpire Buckner just kind of thought about it a while and then gave it the casual safe sign. Infield hit for Gomes.
Well, you know what? He didn't signal it was he was off the bag. It was just a straight safe sign. As we take another look, he picked it.
Of course, it's always tougher when the ball bounces because that first base umpire, he's listening for the sound of the ball in the glove. And so you get thrown off a little bit by the ball bouncing, and then you have to...
he's out.
Yeah, he was out.
He was out. And usually an umpire will say, hey, you know, he'll go with his hands. He'll wave with his hands. He was off the bag. That wasn't the case. Adrian clearly kept his foot. Bounce, glove, foot not on the bag yet. Missed call.
Well, that makes up for the call at home plate when the Padres were saved a run by plate umpire DeMuth. Swing and a miss. Brandon Phillips struck out, walked and scored, and homered off the right field foul pole. His 18th of the season, 17th of the season. Votto with his 37th. Mojica ahead on the count, 2 strikes. Looking ahead, the bottom of the 7th inning, the Padres have Ludwig, Torrealba, and Headley against, we presume, Homer Bailey, who has thrown over 100 pitches. Well, the Cardinals have beaten the Cubs, so the Reds will not be able to celebrate clinching the playoff today here in San Diego, even if they do win. They could lower their magic number to 1. Go home where the fans can celebrate with them.
You know, I've often thought of this because of the way the schedule works these days, and I don't think it's happened yet. But there could be a double celebration during one game, if you really think about it. Down the stretch, a team wins, they clinch it. A team loses, but another team wins or loses on the road, clinches you a spot. It could be a double card, right? It could be a double celebration in each clubhouse.
Just have them pour right out on the field around home plate, set up the table, a little buffet, and a ball and 2 strikes. 2 out, runner at first is Gomes. He goes, and it's fouled away.
Good sinker from Eddie Mojica.
Gomes was not on the opening day roster of the Reds, and picked him up, and he's been productive. 264 average, couple of runs today. He's hit 17 homers, 84 runs batted in. Mojica trying to hold the Reds at that 4-run advantage. Check swing, watch out. Somebody made a pretty good play down there. It was a little out of our view, but judging by the cheering, I think it's a fan from Vista.
Making the trip down.
Yeah.
It was worth that trip, getting a souvenir.
1-2, Mojica. That just fouled. Oof. Almost got first base umpire Buckner, who was hit by a ball yesterday. Buckner umpiring at second base.
Yeah.
And play inside on the grass at second base, and a ball struck him and had some controversy. Actually cost the Reds a run for the moment, but that runner eventually scored from third. Padres got 3 innings left to hit, so it's going to be tough coming back from a 6-2 deficit, but they want to hold it right there. Torrealba held it right there, but just off the plate, 2-2.
You know, Dana DeMuth, the home plate umpire, has been very consistent on that fastball off the plate. That was a ball.
Runner goes. Throw by Torrealba. Not in time. Stolen base by Gomes. Had a running start.
Yeah, pretty decent jump from Gomes and getting down that line quickly.
Only his 4th steal of the season.
Almost overslid the bag.
So he's in scoring position now, and the count goes full to Phillips. Got him. 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Reds are out in the 7th. No runs. A questionable hit, and a man left. Stretch him out. It's the 7th inning in San Diego. San Diego.
That was probably one of the best renditions I've ever heard from the commander, Dick. Very nice.
Terrific. That, of course, was recorded while we were away on commercial. I didn't want folks to think that we were interrupting that special song. Well, we're ready to go here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Padres have it in them to come up with a big rally. This is a big challenge. 6-2 Cincinnati. Brian Ludwig will start it off here in the 7th. Torrealba and then Headley. Willie Bloomquist goes into left field for Gomes. And still on the mound, Homer Bailey. 101 pitches into the game. And he's still got that good fastball right through the swing of Ludwig, who has struck out and flied to right.
Up over the century mark at 102 for Homer.
High pop foul off the first base side, and that'll get back into the seats.
Even though it's 103 now for Homer Bailey, two things. The velocity is still there, and the location is still there. And Dusty Baker has the double-barrel shotgun working in that bullpen just in case.
Ludwig won for the last 16. That ball hit high in the air. Scott rolling down into foul territory for the first down. 1 for 17. Torrealba homered 428 feet into the Padre bullpen his first time up. Hit it sharply again in the 4th with runners at first and second, but right at the shortstop, Cabrera, who turned it into a quick 6-4-3 double play.
Boy, that curveball is still biting, isn't it?
Yeah.
That being the 106th pitch from Bailey.
Reds have a right-hander and left-hander throwing in the bullpen. Gets it up to 95 yet. He's been a strong arm performer. One bad inning, a couple of home runs in the 2nd. And since then, only 3 singles. Five hitter for Homer Bailey. Reds have only 7, but have used the long ball. And a key bases loaded double to score 3 back in the 4th inning off the bat of Chris Heisey. Bill Bray is the lefty, and Logan Andrusik, the right-hander. We saw Andrusik on Friday night. He chased, and down goes Torrealba on a slider. 5 strikeouts for Bailey. Chase Headley hit the ball to the second baseman both times, a ground out and a pop-up.
Well, he's free and easy, isn't he?
Yeah, 95 here with 110 pitches into the game.
You look at that delivery and you're saying, okay, he's probably high 80s, low 90s. That was 95. Good looking delivery from Bailey.
In case you're just joining us, the Giants 4-2 winners at Colorado today. Matt Cain had a no-hitter into the 8th inning. And the Giants a half game behind the Padres at the start have put the pressure on. Padres don't come up with a rally. They're going to be back. The Giants in first place. That one fouled back and out of play. 1-2 to Headley. The Cincinnati fans, the Cardinals edge the Cubs 8-7. So if the Reds should win, their magic number will be down to 1. And they'll go home 3 against Houston, 3 against Milwaukee. Will be a chance for the Reds fans to celebrate the playoffs. as Headley goes down swinging, and Homer Bailey seems to be getting better as the game wears on. 113 pitches. He strikes out 2 in the 7th inning. It remains 6-2. Say, Padre fans, the photo book, Padres photo book, is on sale now. Enjoy great action photos of Padre players, a behind-the-scenes look at a game day at Petco Park, compelling images of great Padre moments in this wonderful 2010 season, including 10 walk-off victories. The Padres photo book is only $5, and you can get yours at the Padres Majestic store down the left field corner at Petco Park. Top of the 8th inning, Mojica stays in to pitch, and Chris Heisey, who has the one big hit in this game, a 3-run double back in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. Heisey, then Hannigan, and the pitcher spot. Wade Bailey is seemingly stronger than he was at the start of the game. They may keep him in despite all of the pitches.
And you know what? It's hot down on that field. It was 83 degrees at game time. Doesn't seem to be zapping him of any energy. Staying nice and loose down there.
Drive to left field. Watch out. Denorfia watches it go into the lower tier. And Heisey, a 3-run double and now a solo home run, his 8th of the year. Well, that gives you an idea how strong this lineup is for Cincinnati. This guy barely gets into games. Against left-handed pitching, he gets a start, and against Mojica, he gets the home run. So Mojica's penchant for throwing the long ball continues.
And that was a slider down and away, outer third. Remember the hit earlier in the game in the 4th inning, that 3-run double. That was a ball down and in, so pretty good plate coverage from Heisey.
Mojica's 14th home run allowed in 69 innings. So 3 home runs for the Cincinnati Reds today.
Heisey and the hizzy.
Hannigan, he has 2 hits and a walk, 2 for 2 today. Votto has hit his 37th of solo. Phillips, a 2-run homer, his 17th. Those both off starter Clayton Richard. And now Mojica gives up the Heisey home run. Leading off the 8th inning, it's 7-2 Cincinnati. Foul ball off the hitter Hannigan, and the count 1-2.
And that's a huge run, obviously. Now you're out of slam range, rather than being down by 4. It's a 5 spot for San Diego. His time is getting tight.
Boy, the Reds really brought the muscle today on Sunday, didn't they?
Did.
8 hits, 7 of them extra bases, 4 doubles, and 3 home runs. There's a rare single right back up the middle for Hennigan. He's had a nice afternoon. 3 for 3 and a walk. A double and 2 singles. And let's see if that'll be it for Homer Bailey. Yes, they're going to bring up the pinch hitter, Juan Francisco. So a home run, a single off Mujica, and that brings Buddy Bell out of the dugout. Buddy Black. We got a Bell out there in the bullpen. Back in the old days, Buddy Bell was an active player in the American League. Well, this pitching change brought to you by Discount Tires. Stop by for a free tire inspection and air gauge. Remember, if you're not happy with one of their tires, feel free to bring it back. Brought to you by Lolitas at the Park, where you can enjoy a wonderful evening. Happy hour, 7 days a week. Understand those breakfasts aren't bad there either. Francisco is 5 for 21 as a pinch hitter, a home run, and there's Adam Russell's numbers as he appears in his 12th game. Big 6'8" right-hander. We were chatting with him the other day. He said, you know, if it hadn't worked out, not pretty good tight end size.
Oh yeah,
6'8" and 260.
And I'm sure he could run a little bit as well. I saw him running in from that bullpen. He'd be able to, I'd like to time him in the 40.
So Francisco in the shadows. Russell pitching from the bright sunshine, high at 94. 15 and 2/3 innings, just 11 hits allowed, 4 runs. Russell's problem with hits is the fact that often his sinker is so good that they pound it in the ground and it's an infield hit. 1-1 with Hennigan at first base. No one out here in the 8th inning, and a run in on the solo shot by Chris Heisey. I would guess Heisey's 4 RBIs might just be the best production for him this season. Three and 1 to Francisco. Native of the Buckeye State, Adam Russell delivers just outside, ball 4. So Francisco with a walk. 2 on with no one out now in the 8th inning as the Reds threaten to make this a runaway. Top of the order, Drew Stubbs steps in. Struck out twice, fly to right, and walked. walk to Francisco, the 6th of the game. Stubbs with a bunt, but better hurry, he can run. And he hit him in the back with a throw, does Russell. Eckstein goes over to recover the ball as Hannigan moves to third. And safe at first base is Stubbs. They have not flashed. They're going to call that a single and an error. A single for Stubbs. That's kind of surprising. If the throw had been a good throw, they had him.
Well, let's see where the runner is. Is he on the grass? He's out of the runner's box. He should be banged. He should be out. You've got to run in that runner's box. He was on the grass.
The problem, though, Mark, was did he get to first base before the throw hit him? It was a bang play. Bunt single for Stubbs. And the runner moves to third on the air.
Now watch, it's before he get, he's well before the bag, so.
Yeah. He was inside the 3-foot lane. Right. He should have been called out. Bases. Now on the play, bunt single. Run comes in from second, Hannigan. Moving to third, Francisco on the air. Obviously no RBI. Padres have made less errors than any National League team. First and third, still nobody out. Giannis has struck out twice since replacing Orlando Cabrera.
Well, these are the innings you hate to see. You try to keep it close, but there are situations when the wheels just come off. And that error doesn't help.
Runner goes, and a line drive foul. Stubbs, who leads the team with 26 stolen bases, had a huge break. Second base was his, if not for the foul ball. Now 8 runs on 10 hits now for the Reds, proving why they've been the feared hitting team in the National League.
Yeah, they're number one in almost every offensive category.
Adding to it today after a couple of tough 4-3 losses. It all started this 8th inning with a home run by Heisey. Russell a little wobbly with his control. Now has first and third with a walk and a throwing error.
Whoa. A little wild over the first base as well. More balls than strikes for Adam Russell in 10 tosses. Boy, if he could just harness that control with that movement of the fastball, 95 velocity.
Foul back. $26,131 today. That boosts the Padres over the 2 million mark. 2,023,000 plus. 14th year in the last 15 they've drawn at least 2 million. Over but low. Slider.
Yep, not biting there.
So Giannis works the count full. First and third, no one out here in the 8th inning, and 2 more runs home for the Cincinnati Reds, who lead it 8-2. And Torrealba able to keep that one from going to the screen, but Russell unable to keep Giannis off the bases as he walks his second man in the inning, and the bases are loaded.
Well, that is very frustrating for the defense, for the coaches, for everybody in Padre uniform. Adam Russell isn't out there trying to throw balls, trying to locate that fastball and get out of this inning. Still nobody out. The bases are full of Reds.
7th team walk allowed by the Padre pitchers, and Clayton Richard He was bitten by the base on balls, walked 4 men, 3 of them scored. As Richard went 5 innings, allowed 6 runs on only 5 hits. And now you load the bases for the toughest hitter in California, Joey Votto. He's homered twice, yesterday and today. He's walked today and scored. Best average, most home runs 37, most RBIs 109, most runs scored 103. Looks like Russell might want to pitch around him.
And you know, in a situation like this, a pitcher starts aiming the ball, and that's the worst thing you can do. Next thing you know, your ball flattens out a little bit.
Votto ready to pull the trigger, bases loaded, and he hits that ball to left field for a base hit. 2 more will come in. Denorfia will throw to third base. It's 10-2. Votto raises his RBI count to 110. Where does that stand in the National League race? Well, Cargo up in Colorado, Carlos Gonzalez led with 114 starting today, so Votto only 4 behind to win the RBI title this year. 3 more RBIs today. He had 2 yesterday. So Russell comes in for Mojica with a man on first, walks Francisco, throws the ball in the back of Stubbs for an error, walks Yanish, and now gives up the 2-run single. Still no one out. And cleanup hitter Roland, who's due. He's had a long series. 1 for 13. Five RBI series for Votto.
You see the movement out of the hand of Russell. Tremendous movement at 95. Throw the ball down the heart of the plate. Let the ball do the work. Take your chances that way. Look at that. That's nasty. I mean, you probably heard this a long time ago. There's no defense against the walk, right? You can't defend the walk.
It's what has driven more than one manager.
Oh yeah,
Little Looney. Those base on balls. 10-2 now, Cincinnati. Russell and the Padres just looking to get out here in the 8th inning. 4 runs in, still no one out, and runners at first and second. Yanish at second, and Votto with the 2-run single at first. Chop to first and by right through the hole. Nice piece of hitting by Roland. He has joined the RBI parade as he checks in Stubbs. Make that Yanish from second base. Just a nice little bounder that found the hole on the right side for Roland. His 83rd RBI of the year. And still no one out. Runners at first and second.
Looks like Buddy's going to make a double switch here.
So Russell cuffed around here and added fuel to the fire by walking a couple of men. So that's another walk that became 2 walks became runs. So 5 of the runs scored today by Cincinnati have been men put on base by way of the base on balls. And this pitching change brought to you by San Diego Harley Davidson. Always country first. Wade LeBlanc coming in. Block and brick. It's Corey Lupke, the left-hander, coming in. Create your dream yard today. Visit rcpblock.com. Former Ohio State Buckeye. Called up in the September enrollment that allows teams to increase their roster. And he's offered a contribution to this pennant fight. Padres very high on this young man. Fastball for a strike to start Johnny Gomes, who is 2 for 3, scored a couple of runs, double and an infield hit, and stole a base, and flirted with a home run early all the way to the center field wall. Venable caught the ball. Cunningham has come in to play right field on the double switch and will bat ninth. 92 on that fastball delivery. Sorry, Bloomquist now batting in this spot with he replaced Gomes in the last inning defensively.
Well, what Corey Lupke needs here is a quick inning to minimize the damage. Down 11-2. Hopefully nobody gets hurt.
Misses outside.
Pretty good pitch. Well, it's a job for relievers when they don't get a lot of work, especially down the stretch, to stay sharp in that bullpen.
Of course, Lupke used as a starter at Portland through the year, getting some work in. 2-2. 4 runs have scored here in the 8th inning. 2 men on and still no one out. Fouled away. And another catch made by a fan. Brought his glove, sitting in the first row, second tier. Fan from Little Italy, you know.
Yeah, it's walking distance.
Trade that one in for a pizza.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the grab. Going to his right a little bit and making the grab. Nicely done, sir.
For a San Diego cap. 2 for 8 is Bloomquist since he's been called up. And the count goes full on him. Mojica, 2/3 of an inning. We can close the book on him. 2 runs, 3 hits, and a home run. No walks, 1 strikeout. Adam Russell, without getting an out, has already been charged with 3 runs and responsible for the 2 men out there now. 3-2. Ground ball could be 2. Tejada, Eckstein, not in time at first. Safe on the fielder's choice, Bloomquist. Votto moving to third.
Ball not hit hard enough, and Bloomquist has got some decent speed getting down that line nicely.
So 1 out finally. Brandon Phillips. He's homered. 2-run homer off the right field foul pole. He was walked in the 4th and scored. Chris Velica is going to bat for him. So Dusty Baker with the luxury of being able to use some of his bench, the expanded team. September call up, providing some of the youngsters in the Reds organization to see some big league duty. One ball and 1 strike. Southern California native, Velica, born in Santa Monica, lives in Valencia. 1-2 the count. Graduated from Hart High School out in Newhall, and then attended UC Santa Barbara. Lupke with the count 1-2. Runners at first and third. Runs that fastball inside. 2-2.
Is there anything better than being around your big league manager dad? There's Darren Baker, the son of Dusty. And remember, Darren was the kid that J.T. Snow rescued at home plate
in the World Series.
And boy, how he has grown.
3-2.
And my as a kid, my fondest memory of Dusty Baker is when he was on deck when Hank Aaron hit number 715 in Atlanta. I remember seeing Dusty putting that fist in the air saying, yeah, the hammer, breaking the Bambino's record. Very cute.
That's a great picture, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad, when's the game going to be over? I'm hungry.
Lupke 3-2. And he joins the walk parade. That's another walk, and in the game runs the count to 5, 8, 9 walks given up by Padre pitching. First from Lupke. They've hit around here, or walked around, if you will, in the 8th inning. 5 runs have scored, still only 1 out, and the base is full of Reds again. Heisey started all of this with a home run to left field. He's knocked in 4 runs. He can really have a career day here with the bases loaded and already 4 RBIs. He ripped that double inside the bag at third with the bases loaded in the 4th, and that gave the Reds the 4-2 lead that they've not relinquished. Then he homered, his 8th of the season, to start this inning. All around the plate, but not hitting the corners. 2-1 now to Heisey.
Well, now the shadows are all over the place, huh?
The shadow knows.
That's going way back.
Lamont Cranston. Oh, glove by Lupke. Now he throws home and throws it away. Had a double play ball, second guessed himself. Decided he should have gone to home plate in the first place. And another run scores. Now this has become ugly, and the fans express their displeasure. Goodness. I mean, that's just a matter of a young guy not thinking. On a comebacker with the bases loaded, you think home to first double play. He wheeled to throw to second. He said, oh, no, I'm not supposed to throw it there. I'm supposed to throw it home. And then he hurries to throw and misfires. 2 errors in the inning, both by pitchers. Adam Russell with a throwing error into the back of Stubbs. So it's a fielder's choice, RBI, and error. And Corky Miller now will pitch hit for the catcher Hannigan. Still 1 out. This may be the worst inning of the entire season. This is like the spring training inning.
Well, what the Gorman Thomas is going on with this guy? Look at that. This guy's a ball player. He can play for me any day. Mustache like that, big old burly right-handed hitter, just gripping it and ripping it. Look at the britches on him. His pants don't even fit. Love this guy. I don't even know this guy. I couldn't tell you anything about him, but he can play for me any day.
Corky Miller. It's not all in the bat.
And if you're a fan of the movie Major League, this is Clu Hayward. This guy leads the league in everything.
He's from over in Yucaipa. Still lives there.
Really?
Yeah, born and raised, still makes his home in Yucaipa. So he's got to have some friends and family around. This is a big moment for him. Then a long-time minor league player.
I wonder if he's in the pest control business in the offseason.
He's 34 years of age. Former White Sox property. Foul tipped, and strike 3 for Corky Miller. Finally, the second out, say these fans. And Juan Francisco, who pinch hit about a half hour ago in this inning, is up again. 12th man to bat. By the way, the fielder's choice, Heisey, gave him his 5th run batted in today. And he's had quite an afternoon. 25-year-old. Mount Joy, Pennsylvania. Well, he's on that mountain today. Joey Votto scored 3 times today. 12-2. The Redlegs putting the pounding on the Padres. When you think about them, they're going to leave town saying, we outscored at this point the Padres 18 to 10.
Yep.
And they got 2 wins. We got 1.
That's right. That's like, that reminds me of the 1960 World Series, Yankees Pirates.
Yes, yes.
Yankees outscored the Buccos big time. But it was Mazeroski's home run that was the difference in that one, and the Pirates won the World Series.
Close, tight, low-scoring games. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And thankfully, this 8th inning finally comes to an end. Lupke almost waited to see, do I get to pitch more? Didn't come off the mound right away. 12-2, Cincinnati. Irving Hughes, life is a lease. Negotiate well. Thinking about my old broadcast partner, Don Drysdale, when the Angels would have an inning like that. And, they had a lot of those.
I'll bet they did.
Don would start going ding, 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 ding. And I said, what are you doing? He said, that's the truck backing up. Ground ball on the right side. Denorfia first ball hunting, and he's out 3-1 as the new pitcher is Logan Andrusek. So Homer Bailey goes 7 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, and struck out 6. Stands to win his 4th game of the year. Aaron Cunningham inserted on the double switch in the last inning. He comes up for the first time for the Padres. Fastball for a strike. Cunningham a .296 average in his time with the big club. Home run. Francisco stays in the game at third base. Valika at second. Cairo now playing first base, and Miller behind the plate for the Reds. It is like a spring training game.
It is.
7 to go after this for the Padres. 6 left for Atlanta. Atlanta lost today, so that is the good news. The Padres still ahead of the Braves in the wild card race, although they'll fall out of first place. Cunningham strikes out for the second out.
See, that's the great thing about the wild card race. I mean, I'll be quite honest with you. When it first came out, it was like, wait a second. Come on, wild card? but then it creates a whole different division. It gives your team a chance.
Yeah, remember, we grew up. One team qualified from the National League and one team from the American League, and you go right into the World Series. Now with a playoff situation, 8 teams have a chance, 4 in each league, to battle for a spot in the World Series. Tony Gwynn getting a chance to hit and will stay in for Venable. He fouls it back. Venable went 1 for 3. That one chopped foul. And it doesn't sound like much, fans. And I know some of you are thinking, well, I'm trying to put the Mark Grant positive spin on this because he is so wonderfully positive. But that 1 game in hand is big now. 7 games to go for the Padres, but only 6 for Atlanta and 6 for San Francisco. So that odd game made up tomorrow night. And down goes Gwynn on strike. So a 1-2-3 inning for Andrusek. That odd game tomorrow night gives the Padres a chance to move back into a tie for first place. Big tomorrow night against the Cubs. Off a player's back, presented by Sequan Casino. For your chance to win a jersey from a Padres player or coach, purchase a $1 scratch-off ticket. Just look for the volunteers wearing the blue aprons. Tickets can be purchased at the Padres ticket office lobby on non-game days, although there is a game every day down through the home final on Thursday. All proceeds will benefit the Padres Foundation. Well, wholesale changes by both teams. In fact, the Cincinnati entire infield is all new from the team that started. Cabrera comes in to play short. Salazar's at second. Chris Stewart is behind the plate. Mike Baxter at first, and Gwynn in center field. Drew Stubbs, one of the few Reds that started the game, still in the game. He's 1 for 4. Chops that one to third. Headley across. And he's out, or so called that by umpire Buckner. Nice pickup by Baxter.
Absolutely. He ate the whole wheel of cheese over there at first base. Not in Spanish, Baxter. Come on. That was a nice pick over there.
Did you think he got his first RBI, Major League RBI on Friday night?
Did you think he was safe there?
Yeah. But I think everyone's ready to go home.
Dinner reservations?
Yeah, this is one of those spring training games. Don't tie it up in the ninth. Yanish has struck out twice and walked, and 12 men came to bat in the 8th inning, and the Reds added 6 runs to their 6-2 lead. Padre fans haven't been put through this kind of punishment often at Petco Park. The opposing team running up double figures. Corey Lupke staying in to work the 9th inning. Skips another pitch in. It's 3-2. Got the last 3 men he faced in the 8th inning. Trying to get out of the inning. Chris Stewart. That inning is really going to put a dent in his ERA, allowing 4 earned runs and no outs. High fly ball. Gwynn in center field for the out. See, Mujica goes 2/3 of an inning, 2 runs, 3 hits. Russell, no outs, 4 runs charged to him. And take away the RBI to Heisey. He has 4 in the game. That fielder's choice, the Lupke play at the plate that he threw away. No RBI given. So Votto knocked in 3. Heisey with 4. Brandon Phillips with a 2-run home run.
Well, for Miguel Cairo, who's hitting right now, he's playing for his 9th major league team. He's got still a ways to catch up to our guy, Matt Stairs.
Matt with a dozen. Matt saying that he's enjoyed himself so much this year, and he hopes that he can come back next year. The Padres will sign him.
You know, he's their emergency pitcher.
That's right, amongst everything else.
He's thrown 12 side sessions this year for Bud Black and Darren Balsley.
Now, weren't for the fact that the Padres have extra pitchers because of the September call-up, this is the kind of game where we might have seen Stairs.
No question. He can do it all. Here's Matt.
Full count. It was because Ted Williams actually pitched in a major league game that I found my little entree to get to meet the Thumper.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I got his attention, because he could have cared less about me when I wanted to interview him. All the way to the screen on ball 4.
Did you meet him down by the bullpen or something?
No, so first-year Angel announcer, and Williams was managing Washington, and I knew that he didn't want to do any interviews. He'd already been worn out because they'd gone through the whole league, and now they got to Anaheim, and I had to interview my hero, pregame show on radio. And I said, I got to find something that'll get his attention. And I looked through the register, and there it was. He pitched an inning and a third against the Tigers in 1940-41.
See, it pays to do your homework, right?
Right. Trying to figure out
Mike Leake.
Mike Leake, the pitcher, is batting for Roland. He's hitting cleanup. Leake, who has been shelved. He's had some arm problems, but a very promising young pitcher and getting a chance to swing the bat.
Former Sun Devil, Arizona State.
Look at the average, 340 and 3 RBIs this year. Down he goes. So nothing for the Reds in the 9th inning. They leave another. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Padres trailing 12-2. /concerts. Last of the 9th, and the stopper for the Reds because he hasn't seen any duty in this series, and Dusty Baker wants to keep him sharp. Francisco Cordero, who leads the team with 38 saves, comes in to work the 9th just to keep his skills honed.
He's a hard thrower as well. 92 to 97 on the fastball, slider, and a change.
Two balls and a strike to Salazar. First at bat. Three and one. While Cordero leads the team with those 38 saves, he has more than enough blown saves this year that has been disturbing to the Reds management, allowing just about a hit per inning. Fouled away. Cabrera on deck. Tomorrow night, 6:30 our television time, 7:05. First pitch is Tim Stauffer will go against Carlos Zambrano. That one popped into foul territory and out of play. Scramble for the ball down there, a lot of empty seats, so some folks giving it a good run. There it is, and souvenir to his young son, we would presume. Ground ball to the shortstop. Salazar hustling all the way, but is out 6-3. Giannis to Cairo.
Giannis to Cairo, that's about a 12-hour train trip, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And a nice dining car.
On the Express,
yeah, right.
12 hours.
Yeah.
A couple stops is about 15.
You get to see the pyramids.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever been there?
Get a window seat. Yeah, I have. I climbed the pyramid.
Really?
Yes. Foolishly. Cabrera takes a strike on the inside corner. He bats for the first time. That was mid-70s. I took a solo trip. I'd never been to Europe other than the Olympics in Munich, and so I planned a trip. I was single at the time. I'd never been to London, Paris,
wow,
Cairo.
Single in London, Paris,
Cairo,
and
Rome.
How you doing?
And Rome.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do really well, but that's more than you need to know. but I did. I mean, there was no policing at all of the pyramid area.
Right.
So I just decided to climb one of them.
Why not?
Well, I'll tell you why not. 1-2 to Ramirez, and he strikes out. So 2 away. The Padres down to their final out. Because although the pyramid looks smooth and all those blocks of rock look the same size, they're not. There's small ones, big ones, the larger ones, and you're climbing up. Climb yourself up there to the top. You're actually pulling yourself up and not seeing what's on the ledge. 2 months after I did that, I read in the paper that someone tried it as well, and when he put his hand up there, a snake hit him, and he fell all the way off to his death.
Wow.
Not a good way to go. Line drive, base hit. Well, Baxter with his first major league hit. You ever want that ball?
Baxter.
So he has his first RBI in the big leagues Friday night, and a solid single here today. Good for him.
Nicely done, Mike Baxter. That'll go on the mantle at home. Given to Paulie Navarro, the trainer. He'll take good care of that ball.
Brings up Luis Durango. And this game may set a Padre record in most players appearing for 2 teams. Is there anyone left? Durango with Baxter at first. This is like a Portland Beaver in it.
Yeah.
Right back to the mound. Cordero fields, and the ball game is over. The Reds very impressively showed why they lead the National League in run production hitting with a 12-2 pounding of the Padres. So the Reds, magic number reduced to 1. They go home against Houston, and We send our best wishes to the Cincinnati team and Dusty Baker. A lot of Southern California ball players on his team. Good man Baker, and it seems quite apparent now that they will be the National League Central Division champs. Well, the Padres do get 2 out of 3. They still remain a half game there. Baker with a wave off to Buddy. But they still have a half game lead on Atlanta for the wild card. And they fall into second place, a half game behind San Francisco. They play the Cubs tomorrow night. The Giants are idle. A win for San Diego against Carlos Zambrano, and they'll be tied for first with 6 to go. So plenty of excitement ahead here at Petco Park. And we'll be right back with the final totals as the Reds have won it today, 12-2, hotter than the weather.